Edinburgh Castle is the busiest tourist attraction in Scotland.
Is it haunted? Is it haunted?
Every castle is haunted.
Hey guys, it's the next day and we are leaving Ireland now and back at the airport, back at the Dublin airport, flying Aer Lingus again, and we are en route to Edinburgh, Scotland. So that's the next destination. And we've got a whole bunch of cool stuff planned out there, and hopefully I'm able to pick up my camera and take y'all along for a bit. So, BRB.
This is for flight A3254 to Edinburgh. We are now ready to start boarding for Christmas Eve at rows 1 to 10.
That's us.
When approaching the gate, please have your passport put with a picture plate in your boarding pass register. Thank you.
Waiting for our tour guide. Okay. Oh, is that our tour guide?
Nice to meet you, Nicole.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice
You're
to
great.
meet you, Rafal. On the way, we want to visit a Royal Mile, a bit of the old town, some castle picture would be preferable to do.
Yes.
Could be a coffee pub, definitely a Louis Vuitton,
Yes.
and definitely Pandora.
Yes.
So you
Got it all.
Yes. Let's go this way. So I've got in mind that you're expecting efficient logistics, strong photo and videos, and memorable places.
You have got it.
Brilliant.
Okay, brilliant.
I just wanted to make sure you know.
That's it.
You got it.
Yes, brilliant. So I've got everything. If I missed anything, or if
nothing.
we're going to look for something, whatever it is, it will be on the way. I'm more than happy to adjust the tour. So the way as I see the tour, or the way as I see my job, is that I will try to adjust my tour towards your expectation. Because it's all about that experience.
Okay.
My idea for the tours is to be as authentic as possible. We will see some of the tourist spots, but I've got few of the places which are not listed on my Tour by Local site.
Okay.
And also, they are going to be a proper hidden gems. With the Lowlands, you will enjoy it because Edinburgh, it is the essence of the Lowlands. By that I mean it kind of has everything what it is the most important about the capital of the Scotland. You can see a ghost, which is called the White Lady. It's called as a free house, which is a pub. And this is a story about the love. This is a story about very unfortunate love, because there was a lord from that area who seduced a young woman, beautiful young woman, and he promised her the world, everything to get what he wanted. When she realized that she was tricked, she decided to kill him. And then she killed herself. And it's believed that place is haunted by her ghost, waiting for a true love. I will share with you another local story, more entertaining, more drinking story. Edinburgh Zoo, which we're going to pass on the left-hand side, is very well known for one of the largest penguin colonies in this part of the world. And what happened? There was either 50s or 60s, the penguin keeper, he decided to, he had the, let's say, issues with the alcohol, but he also a few times forgot to close the penguins, and they started walking around the whole zoo. That became a big tradition, if you will check that in Edinburgh Zoo, they organizing a penguin parades. They let penguins to walk around the zoo.
I bet that's so cute.
Around their spaces. Obviously, the people who run the zoo, they kicked out the penguin, and they kicked out the penguin keeper. But then penguins decided to stop getting out. You can see the penguin on the top of the zoo. This is one of the stories. So they have to they have to hire again the penguin keeper or which worked over there, and then penguins decided all over again to start walking around the zoo. Things might change after COVID, because the COVID is a time when things change. So I'm not entirely sure if if they still let the penguins out, because I haven't been for a wee while. But that's how it used to be on what the Edinburgh Zoo has been well known. William Henry Playfair, he's a very important architect for Edinburgh, for Scotland. Originally, it was a hospital.
Yes.
Quite fascinating thing about number of the beautiful buildings about Edinburgh is that many of them, they were built as a hospital by wealthy Scotsmen who wanted to provide, a better service or better healthcare for local people who couldn't afford that. The Ross Fountain is the part of the Princess Gardens with outstanding view for the castle. This view, in my opinion, is mind-blowing. 18th century, when the new town being built, that place used to be a Loch Nor. So the water where all the city was throwing all the shit they could throw.
Yeah.
So when the new town, which was supposed to be like an upper class place, was built, all the smell which was going from the south to north, it wasn't the nicest experience. So they decided to drain that area and obviously put the fountain like this one, which is known as the Ross Fountain. That it links to the times of the Victorian times. And what I love about this place is the view, because that view, it's truly outstanding. That view will just show you how beautifully Edinburgh Castle is located. Edinburgh Castle is the busiest tourist attraction in Scotland.
Is it haunted? Is it haunted?
Every castle is haunted. In Scotland, every castle is haunted. There's always, you'll be able to find ghost stories. Edinburgh Castle used to serve also as a prison, so there have been tortures, witch executions, other executions, located in the way that it's wonderful. So this is one of those spots which I do not advertise on the tour by locals, because I want to add something,
just a
more
pleasant
unique.
surprise.
So it's a present
gorgeous.
surprise. But it's but the thing is, in regards of the we stop at the Pandora, then we'll go to the Louis Vuitton, and also
I come to Scotland to go to Louis Vuitton store.
We have to get our hot stamp, Fred. You know that.
But I can tell you in the same time a little bit about the St. Andrew's Square and the story of the town. After that, I feel that it would be great to go into Calton Hill, because Calton Hill is fascinating, and that will give me an overview of all those places which I wouldn't be able to show you, but as well, it will reveal the secret why Edinburgh is being named as the Athens of the North.
The Athens of the North.
Yes.
I love
Have you ever been in Athens?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to be kind with the description.
I haven't, so I will see this
Yes.
Athens of the North for sure.
In regards, it could be seen as a bit of the exaggeration.
I love it.
Which I will argue against.
He's walking it back now.
Gallery.
Oh, okay.
Wow, looks like a
On
courthouse.
top, you can see that on top of that gallery there is a Queen Victoria.
Yeah.
So there's only
You see your bagpipes? Yeah. You see the guy
here
playing
you hear
bagpipes?
the bagpipes. We're going to also by the castle. You're going to see a bagpiper.
Yes, we're
So
going to
no
see
worries, I
bagpipers.
know.
Made it to the Louis Vuitton store now in Scotland, so we're going to go ahead and get our hot stamp. So we are now waiting. For
We had a
hot
cruise
stamp
ship. We did a
at
cruise ship 4 months.
Louis
It started
Vuitton
from
in
Germany, went all the way around this way, all the way to
We're
Dubai.
very lucky because
This way,
she
this way,
actually
all the
just
way,
told
and
us
then ended
that
up in Dubai. 4
this is
months,
by
one
appointment,
country,
and that it is
1
a
week in each
24-hour
country. It was
overnight process,
Germany,
and that we were supposed to
Spain,
pick it up in the morning,
Spain,
but we explained our
Portugal,
schedule,
Morocco,
and it's really busy, and it would be hard to
Rome,
get back
Italy,
here.
we did
And
Cyprus,
she
Montenegro,
agreed to do
Croatia.
it. Bless her heart. So we
All
are
of
getting
these
it
was
now.
in
We're
Egypt.
just waiting for her So
Jordan.
that's what's happening.
I think this is Montenegro. No, that's Cyprus.
That's
No,
Cyprus.
that's
Cyprus and
Cyprus.
Malta.
Yes, that's Cyprus.
And after this,
Went to Qatar,
Pandora, and then we're going to
India,
see some
Mumbai.
castles, and we're going to hear some bagpipes, and we're going to have some Scottish lunch, and we're just going to have a
See the
great
same
time.
stuff. I went as
You guys
far
can
as
hear me. I'm not trying to talk too loud. I know, but I'm even supposed to have this camera in here. So.
the Philippines.
Okay, guys, we found the Pandora. So now we're gonna see if they have a country-exclusive charm in here. From Scotland. Oh, they're a little busy, so I hope it's not too much of a wait.
Do you want me to bring out everything over?
Could you, so I can just look at the tray? That would be great. Thank you so much.
Did you have a preference in metal?
Definitely silver. Well, preferably.
Okay,
Silver, yeah.
that's no worries. And do you have any favorite colours at all, or?
No, I just want to see what you have for Scotland,
Yeah, no
country
worries.
exclusive. I like dangles, but I'll look at a solid, so I just kind of want to see what you have.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I'll have a wee little look. We do have a lot of different options that I can show.
Okay. Is this the only solid that is Scotland?
So we do have others.
'Cause I don't love a heart.
In terms of like what we have with our Scotland set, the Celtic knot is a traditional Scottish design. You'll see that everywhere in Scotland. The blue can represent the flag. You've got
I'll
a lot
take
of
this one.
Pandora.
I'll take this
Reveal
one.
to you a secret why Edinburgh is being called as the Athens of the North, and also this is a great spot which will show you around the city. It's an amazing panoramic view around the whole Edinburgh. So this is a great stop. Then after that we are heading to the old town. Carlton Hill or whole Edinburgh, it's been kind of formed due to the activity of the volcanic rocks 340 million years ago. Interesting thing, 3 of the volcanic rocks we kind of going to experience. 3 out of 7, because Edinburgh is built on 7 volcanic rocks. Carlton Hill, Arthur Seat behind us, and on the right hand side there is a Castle Hill. Interesting thing, what I'm finding truly interesting about that place. So the new town is being built around early 18th century. In 1724, the town council bought that land around us and converted to British first public park. That's first ever made public park in Great Britain. That gentleman, David Hume, he was quite a character. He was the guy who was in charge of making all the public walks, which later on been named after his name, for the health and amusement of the citizens of Edinburgh. And what I like about exactly this bit of the tour is because I would have a chance to show you a city from one viewpoint. So obviously, 5th of 4th, this is the connection to the North Sea. How cruise ships, do we have any cruise ship right now? No, I think they're gone. So the cruise ships would be entering into the city. The yellow things in front of us, this is a bit of the leaf docks, and those are the wind farms. So this is a new thing, part of the renewable energy project. Between those 2 first columns, you can see a tall black building. This is a vertical whiskey distillery, the only one in the world.
Really?
I think it's only 2 years old. It's a new
Process.
superpower for the lowlands. And this bit of the Edinburgh, the white blocks, this is the one of the mills for the cement, if I'm right. But that area used to be known as a New Haven area. New Haven was the hub for a fishing industry in the past. Obviously, all the resources are absolutely gone. There's no more fishing resources in here, or not as big as they used to be. Then going forward, do you see maybe from far away the couple of the bridges over there? One of them, the first one on the right, the cantilever, what we see only part of that, this is another UNESCO heritage. So not far away from the town, there is a UNESCO heritage, another location. Place where we went to Pandora, place where we went to the Louis Vuitton. Do you see that thing in the shape? I called it as an ice cream.
Like a snake.
Yeah.
Or
Or a-
ice cream, yeah.
Or a dog poo. This is a 5-star hotel.
Oh.
W, if I remember that.
The
correctly.
W, yeah, we have W's. They don't
Yes,
look like
so it's
that
part of
though.
I think it's Hilton. I never remember, but it's a big,
Hotel chain.
big company. Obviously, the panoramic view of Edinburgh, the Balmoral Hotel. ladies, by any chance, any of you have a watch?
To know the time, or you just
Yes,
watch?
to compare the time, what is on the tower, with the time, what is on your watch. And
Well-
then another secret of Edinburgh would be revealed to you.
I have a cell phone, and it's 3
Super.
p.m.
So you can see that this clock, it's tilted for anything between 3 to 5 minutes. The
Yeah.
reason is, Balmoral Hotel, it used to be a railway hotel. And as a railway hotel, it was set, the clock was set a bit ahead of the time, so everyone who was running to the train station, they wanted to be in hurry, so to be on time. That is like a local joke. Be careful with
Okay,
the
thank you.
water puddle. Then behind it, another landmark and highlight of Edinburgh, which I hope we're going to be able to see. Edinburgh Castle, the spire, which is which right now it is the hub for Edinburgh Festival, the biggest art festival in the world, which is organized in August. The crown spire in the middle, that's the St. Giles Cathedral, and obviously the view for another volcanic rock,
goodness,
which is
this is
known as the
something.
Arthur's Seat.
It is, oh, beautiful.
That is also one of the reasons, as you can see the monuments in here, like the Pantheon, the Royal Observatory, which is Carlton Hill Observatory, which is known as the Temple of the Winds. But if you've been in Athens and if you've seen Pantheon, Pantheon over there, it is 4 times bigger. It proves that already 200 years ago, the local council struggled to allocate the money. We have only 12 columns. Pantheon supposed to have 48. That kind of backfired the local council, and there was a lot of bad energy around that because, come on, they spend all the money and they only do the quarter of the project. This place on the right hand side is named as the Wellington Monument. That is linked to the Napoleonic Wars and Admiral Wellington, who died at the Battle of the Trafalgar. He had the thing that he was putting the telescope into his blind eye and said that he sees no ships. So this is the reason why it's built in the shape of the unturned telescope. We're going backwards. So from the castle along the St. Giles Cathedral all the way in here, because the story about Edinburgh for me, it's about the story around 12th century about King David I. King David I, he's in the castle. I will tell you about why the castle esplanade. It's been the length of the esplanade because he loved the archery. Then we'll go to the grass market. In the grass market there will be a White Hart Inn with the white deer on the front, and then we are getting into this place. So around 1125 Easter time, King heard that there is a white deer in here. And when you hear about the white deer, obviously this is not a popular thing. You say, "Oh fuck, we are from nation which have the unicorn as our national animal. So if there is a white deer, what kind of superpowers is going to have?" So he gathered King David. He gathered his all advisors and he said, "Guys, there's a white deer in here. We have to go. We have to hunt it. What is going to bring?" David, no. We cannot take you for the hunting in the Easter. The God will be angry with us. No chance. So what David done? He took his favorite horse, he took the bow and arrow, and he traveled all the way along up to here. And on the left hand side, you can see there are the ruins of the Holyrood Abbey.
Yes,
So he spotted over there this white deer and sneaked on his horse towards the deer, took his bow and arrow, he started aiming, and what the deer decided to do? Deer decided that he doesn't want to die. So with his red eyes, he tackled the king, wounded him on his thigh, dropped him from the horse. And obviously nobody is around the king because he's by himself. And when the deer was just about to finish a king, the Holy Cross, which is known as the Holyrood, appeared between the antlers of the deer. And you see the entrance to the palace.
Yeah.
So there is a head of the deer with the cross.
Yes.
The God decided to be merciful. The God decided to spare David's life. In return, he had to build the abbey, which is on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
That's why we know that the abbey is over there, and that's the reason why the Royal Mile is named as the Royal Mile. because the palace, which is on the left-hand side, it's been known as the Pilgrim House, and then by the times of King James the Fourth, sorry, it became a royal residence, and it's kind of a mile between. It's a bit longer, but you know, for the marketing, we called it as a mile.
Right.
So it is a mile, which is on one side, palace, on another side, there's a castle known as a Royal Mile. And in the middle, there's a St. Giles Cathedral. St. Giles was built before the Holyrood Abbey. That's the reason why the God decided to spare the life of David, because he knew it that, you know, he's a guy who's going to deliver another thing. It's a simplified story. What is it? I know, but it's yes, it's over a mile. Yes, it's over a mile. Yes, 200. You want to count it with me? 200 yards longer. So, as it was noticed, Greyfriars Bobby, he's a Skye Terrier. Skye Terrier, who owner John Gray, he died from the tuberculosis in 1858. And there's a legend about this dog, which was even made by the Disney movie, because that little fellow, for 14 years, decided not to leave his master grave. He was in here on that graveyard for 14 years, believing that the John will come back. The story goes in the way that he was fed regularly. The local people built him a shelter. Some of the restaurant owners, they were even claiming that he's best friend. That put situation when the Lord Provost said, if you call that dog as your dog, you have to put a special collar, a special dog license. Obviously, nobody wanted to do it. So in 1867, it became the responsibility of the Lord Provost, who've done that. And also, when Bobby died in 1872, something unusual happened. The Bobby was granted to be buried at the local cemetery, and his grave is in here on the left-hand side. True story, which, as you can see over there, local people of Edinburgh, they bring the sticks and they leave them in front of the grave. I'll wait for you in here while you are exploring the grave.
I think I know. Yeah.
Oh, Bobby.
That is so special. I see a lot of people are waiting to take a picture. I don't need to. I just wanted to get the gravestone. That's a very special story.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna rub it really fast.
Okay.
I just rubbed the nose of Bobby for good luck.
It is believed to be a birthplace of Harry Potter. So this one is known as the Elephant House. Elephant House, estimated in 1995, that was the place where J.K. Rowling supposed to start writing Harry Potter.
Really?
And next door, obviously, there's the Harry Potter Museum, which is a fancy name for a show. St. Giles is the patron of Scotland. St. Giles is the patron of Edinburgh. St. Andrews is the patron of Scotland. My mistake. Let's walk around just even quickly, because it is a nice place. In 1847, James Young Simpson, he discovered a chloroform of anesthesia. Big thing to the medicine, big thing to the modern world. But how he discovered that, it's more interesting. Because chloroform, in the past, in his days, it was known as a party drug. People were, honestly, before they figured out that they can use it for a medical purpose, they were actually getting high during his parties, and his parties were like a highlight. Then obviously when people passed, they realized that they can do with them whatever they want to do. But the original of chloroform is because it was a party drug, not because it was a medicine invention. But then I wanted to share with you something which It's hard to find.
Do they actually have a service in here on Sundays?
Yes, they do.
Oh, I
yes,
thought
they
it was
do.
just for kind of like a museum.
The stool. The stool is this is the story of the Union when let's step back to 17th, 18th century, the time when Scotland was still independent country. Jenny Gates, she wasn't not interested, or she was annoyed that the English kind of bribed the local priests and they were preaching for the favor of the England. So she grabbed the stool one day over the service and she threw it at towards the altar. That's how she's been remembered. Obviously, the thing inside of the cathedral, the links to the crown, the thistle, the roses, the blue side, and the blue side, which represents the sky and the South Higher Cross. There's a lot of it here. This place itself is truly fascinating. It ran with their own guides, because I've been doing that for already 4 years. I love that. The stonework is absolutely world-class. One of the things that I can recommend to you, if you will come back to Scotland, next door to Edinburgh, there's a Roslin Chapel. Roslin Chapel is very much well known for the Da Vinci Code, for the Dan Brown, and it was filmed over there. Fantastic place. I love the Roslin Chapel. So this is John Knox, when he done the flip-flop and Scotland stopped being Catholic and became a Protestant. He was also the first Protestant minister in the St. Giles Cathedral. Next door to him, on the right-hand side, those are the links of the window displays with the Catholic side of the Scotland, with St. Andrews in the middle. On the side, on the side, the other saint, St. Columba, St. Campbell. In here, St. Giles, where we are right now. St. Giles, coming back again to the Greek mythology. He's coming from the Greek hermits, from the Athens, but he settled in the south of the France. And obviously you could see his wounded hand, because the legend is that once during the hunting he protected the small deer from being killed. On the east side, I was mentioning about the King David. That's the story of the Edinburgh, which I was trying to present to you. Obviously, St. Margaret, she's a saint. In Scotland, she was a So this is, when you see that place, that was the inspiration for a J.K. Rowling. And like, for example, this shop on the left-hand side, before it became a souvenir shop, that used to be a costume shop. Obviously, they kept the nose and the glasses, but that's in the book presented as a joke shop. Victoria Street, one of the reasons why it's so colorful, because it was built when the Queen Victoria was visiting Edinburgh, so they made it so unique for her. So when you look around, that's the reason why it's so colorful. On the side there's a Harry Potter museum, then there's a local dairy called Oink, another elephant house, place which is truly unique. Same like with the Scottish tweed, with the jewellery, and my favorite coffee shop. If I have to choose one place in Edinburgh for a coffee, so take a look at the window display. It looks mind-blowing. It looks absolutely mind-blowing. With the way as those desserts are made in here. Gorgeous, beautiful. One of the best desserts you can get in the whole city. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm telling you.